Hello everyone, welcome back once again. Please watch, like and share the videos that I post, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. So today I'm back with another game that I played against a Serbian GM and coach, GM Mikhail M. Ivanov. It was an instructive game. I got a lot of things to learn from this game, and I'm sure you will enjoy it too. I had the white pieces here and I opened with e4. He played e5, knight to f3, knight c6, bishop e5, the Royal Lopez, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, castles, bishop to e7, still theory, rook e1, b5, bishop b3, d6, c3, castles, h3, preventing bishop g4, and I was expecting knight a5, followed by c5 and going knight c6 back, but my opponent kind of surprised me after playing a5. Here the best move was d4, but I played a4, which is also okay. b4, and I played d4. My opponent captured on c3. I took b takes c3 is the most popular move, but I played knight takes c3. We have knight takes d4, knight takes d4, e takes d4, queen takes d4, rook b8. And now, because of knight takes c3, this b4 square is really weak and it could be dangerous for me. I played bishop c2, putting the bishop on the b1 to h7 diagonal. We have c6, rook b1. Now I am protecting the b2 pawn and I want to move my bishop. Bishop to e6. Now my b3 square is very much weak and he's targeting the b3 square along with threatening rook b4 followed by bishop b3 later in the game. So I played b3 preventing it. He played knight d7, planning to bring the knight on c5 and also threatening this bishop f6. I played knight d5 here. And I thought this move is amazing because if black takes, then e takes d5, and the light squared bishop that black has is trapped. Because after bishop f6, for example, you get a tempo on the queen, but queen d3 is really dangerous for black because you are I'm threatening to mate you on h7, and your bishop is also hanging. So white should be better here. But he didn't go for that line and played bishop g5. And here I should have played knight f4, and I even considered this move, attacking the bishop and even threatening to win the pawn on d6. But I played a mistake, and that was bishop takes d5. It's a mistake because I'm allowing black to activate his queen. And I thought the d6 pawn would be weak after knight e3, but he played knight e5 simply, and he was threatening this knight f3 check, forking my queen, king, and the rook, which was really uncomfortable for me. I played king h1, and now he played rook fd8. And if I played b4, he could play rook takes b4. Rook takes b4 and c5, which means I would lose another pawn and lose a game. So b4 wasn't possible. I should have played something like queen c3 here, attacking the a5 pawn and trying to get some counterplay, but I played knight f5, which is yet another mistake. And because he played c5, and now on the next move he'll go with his knight to c6. I played queen c3, he played bishop takes f5, removing my strong knight, e takes f5 and knight c6. Now both the b4 square and the d4 square is weak. I played rook e4, trying to get some counterplay, threatening rook g4. But he played queen f6, and he's just offering me a trade of queens. I wanted to get some initiative by getting his pawns doubled. I played rook d1, he played knight d4. And now I thought to get some initiative to destroy this octopus knight. We can give up an exchange and get a pawn. So d5. After that, king g1, and he offered a trade of rooks. I took, and now I was thinking that I could do something with my a pawn. I played king f1, played rook c8, I played bishop d1, defending this b3 pawn, king f8, bishop f3, rook c5, defending the pawn, king e2, king e7, king d2. I'm not instantly playing king d3 because after king d6 he'll be threatening rook c3 check. I'll lose the tempo. King d6. I played h4. King e5, g4. Now I'm advancing all my weaknesses. h6, bishop d1. Rook c3, bishop c2, king d4. Bishop d1, rook d3 check. King e1, king c3. Although this position is completely hopeless, I am trying to fight for a draw. I played f4, rook h3, king f2, and now if black plays rook takes h4, then there is a small trick. King g2, h5 is forced, otherwise I'm threatening bishop f3 followed by king g3 and trapping the rook. So g takes h5, rook takes f4, a5 takes a6, rook g5 check, king f2, rook g8, h6, rook h8, a7, rook 8, h7. And black has to be very careful because if he plays something like d4, then bishop f3 is winning. Black can't take the ace and pawn because h8 queen is coming. So instead, he saw this and played rook h2 check. I played king g3, rook d2, bishop f3, and now if it takes king takes b3, then g5, h takes, f takes, f takes, h takes, and this pawn is pretty incredible. So he played king d4, g5 takes, king e5, g6. I'm trading pawns, king f6, king f4. Now I'm also threatening a sharp trick after king takes g6, king e3, and now I'm winning the d5 pawn, and later I could even target the b4 pawn. So instead he played the best move, and the absolute best move was rook d3, a5, rook takes b3, bishop takes d5, rook a3, bishop, king e4, rook takes a5, and bishop f7. Now I'm guarding my g6 pawn, and I'm trying to hang on there for a little bit. Rook b5 now. This is the most disturbing move for white, and I have to go back with my bishop because otherwise b3, b2 followed by b1 queen is unstoppable. So bishop b3, king takes g6, king d4, king f6, king c4, rook b8, and now as bishop a4 after king e5, I can't play bishop b5 unfortunately because of rook takes b5, king takes b5, and b3, followed by queening the pawn. Bishop b3, king e4, bishop c2 check, king e3, bishop a4, king d2, king b3, king d3, bishop d7, king d4, now king c5, and now he wants to bring his rook and get my king back to the 7th rank. Rook f8, bishop e6, we have rook f3 check, king b2, king d6, bishop g8. I'm keeping my bishop on the a2 to g8 diagonal, king e5 because I don't want to allow entries via the c4 square. Bishop c4, king d4, bishop g8, rook f6, king b3, king c5, king b2, rook f2 check, king b3, rook f3 check, king b2, and now he played b3, which is a really bad blunder, and this move draws the game immediately. Instead, he should have played something. He had a forced winning sequence. He could not enter via c4, but he could enter via a4. And he should have played rook e3, bishop f7 and king b5. Now threatening king a4, bishop d5. If king a4, I'll play bishop c6 check. So rook e5, bishop f7, rook e2 check, king b3, rook e3 check, king b2, rook e5. And after bishop g8, you still don't have to play king a4 because a bishop b3 check is there. So rook e2 check, king b3, rook e3 check, king b2, and king a4 wins. Followed by rook e2 check, b3, king a3, rook e1 check. White is completely losing after this. But he instead couldn't find this idea and played b3. And bishop takes b3, king b4. Now he was trying to trick me, but I held onto the position tight and played king b1. I couldn't play king c1 because king c3, and if bishop a4 check, and I'm losing the bishop. He tried many tricks after that, so I played king b1, king c3, bishop h7, rook h2, bishop g6, rook h6, bishop e4. And here also, if I played king a3, I would have lost because of rook b5. Bishop d7, rook a5 check, bishop a4, rook 8, and I'm losing the bishop again. So king a1 was also the only move. King b3, bishop e6, king c2, bishop f5, king c1, bishop g6, rook g2. If rook b6, I could have played bishop f7, and after rook a6 check, bishop a2, and he couldn't keep the rook on this rank any longer because of stalemate. He played rook g2, bishop f5, rook g5, and bishop e6. I have to keep an eye on this a2 square, king c2. Now I can't play bishop a2 because I lose the bishop. So bishop f7, rook g7, bishop e6, rook g1 check, king a2, rook e1, bishop f5 check, king c3, bishop g6, rook e6, bishop f5, rook a6 check, king b1, rook f6, and check, bishop g6, rook f1, king a2, rook f2, and king a1. King a1, I played king a1, king b3, bishop h7, rook g2, bishop f5, rook g1 check, bishop b1, and he knew that I could hold this position, and he himself played king c3, king a2, rook g2 check, king a1, king b3, bishop f5, rook g1 check, bishop b1, and rook c1. It was in this moment that he stalemated, and because I was holding the position for so long, and on the 110th move it was a draw, and I got a lot of things to learn from this game, the endgame strategies and the middle game. I made a comeback because it was a completely hopeless game for me. I was just playing for a draw, and fortunately enough I was able to make it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and goodbye.